You are 19 years old. Community college. Working nights at a grocery store in a small American city. Not poor enough to be desperate. Not comfortable enough to stop worrying. Every month looks identical. Paycheck, rent, gas. Tuition. Repeat. One rainy night after class, your car won't start. You call a taxi. The driver arrives in an old Toyota Camry. The ride is 20 minutes. The fare is $48. The driver complains the entire trip. Gas prices. Insurance. The company taking a cut. Everything. Then he accidentally says something that changes your life. I made $300 today and it's only 7 p.m. You do the math. You keep doing it all night. $300 a day, 6 days a week, 50 weeks a year. That's over $90,000. For one car, you stop thinking about becoming rich. You start thinking about owning cars. Banks do not lend money because they believe in dreams. They lend money because numbers leave fingerprints. At 20, your numbers are terrible. Part-time income, small credit history, student loans. The loan officer practically laughs. Not cruelly, professionally. The kind of laugh that says, "You aren't the first kid with a plan." Then something happens. Your grandfather dies. Not dramatically, just old age. He leaves you $7,000. The most money you've ever had. Most people would spend it. You use it as a down payment. The bank approves the rest. $22,000 financed. 72 months. 8.9% interest. Monthly payment, $410. You buy a used taxi. The moment you sign the paperwork, you feel sick. Because now, the debt is real. And debt doesn't care about motivation. The driver's name is Miguel. 42. Divorced. 3 kids. Drives harder than anyone you've ever met. You offer him a deal. Guaranteed monthly pay. Plus profit sharing. Fuel and maintenance covered by the business. He stares at you. Nobody has ever offered him profit sharing. Most owners treat drivers like replaceable parts. Miguel treats the taxi like it belongs to him. Within 4 months, the loan payment is covered. Within 8 months, the taxi is profitable. For the first time in your life, money arrives while you're asleep. Not much. A few $100s. But enough. Enough changes everything. Every business story needs a villain. Yours arrives at 2:17 a.m. Drunk driver. Red light. Intersection. The police report uses words like severe impact. Miguel survives. Barely. The taxi doesn't. Insurance doesn't pay immediately. Lawyers get involved. The other driver claims the light was yellow. Everyone suddenly has a different memory. The case drags for months. Meanwhile, the bank still wants its payment. Debt never misses an appointment. You spend 6 months paying for a car that no longer exists. That's when you learn the first real rule of business. Profit is optional. Expenses are not. The settlement eventually comes. Then another problem appears. A passenger claims neck injuries, files a lawsuit, names everyone, the driver, the company, you. You spend your first day in court at age 21. You expected justice. Instead, you discover paperwork. Thousands of pages of paperwork. The case settles. Insurance covers most of it, but your premiums triple. The lesson costs more than the lawsuit. You incorporate immediately. Limited Liability Company, LLC. You learn that protecting money is as important as making it. Most people use profit to improve their lifestyle. You use profit to buy another problem. Taxi number 2, then 3, then 4. Every new vehicle creates new risks. More maintenance, more drivers, more insurance, more opportunities for disaster. You graduate college at 22. Your classmates are updating resumes. You are interviewing drivers. By 23, 8 taxis. By 24, 17 taxis. You know every driver's spouse's name, every child's birthday, every mechanic in town. You work harder than you've ever worked. People call it passive income. The phrase makes you laugh. Nothing about it feels passive. The city changes regulations. New licensing fees. New permits. Higher insurance requirements. Half the small operators go bankrupt. Drivers protest. Companies threaten lawsuits. News crews appear. You spend weeks at city council meetings, learning a lesson nobody teaches in business school. The market isn't just customers, it's regulators. The government can change your business model with a vote. You survive because you prepared. Most didn't. The fleet doubles after the regulation changes because competitors disappear. The storm hits in January. Worst snowfall in years. Most transportation stops. Your drivers keep moving. Hospitals need rides. Airports need rides. Emergency workers need rides. Revenue explodes. For 1 month, the company earns more than it did in the previous 3. But the real payoff isn't money. It's reputation. People stop calling you the kid with taxis. You become the transportation company. That difference matters. You are 25, 5 years after signing the first loan. You sit in an office overlooking a parking lot full of vehicles. 32 taxis, several executive cars, airport contracts, corporate transportation agreements, advertising revenue from vehicle wraps, partnerships with local hotels. The taxis aren't your biggest income source anymore. The network is. That's what nobody tells you. The first car made money. The fleet made wealth. The relationships made freedom. You look at the spreadsheet. Drivers working. Cars moving. Money arriving. You aren't driving. You aren't dispatching. You aren't negotiating fares. The machine keeps running. For the first time in years, you leave your phone on the desk and walk outside. People think the story is about taxis. It never was. The taxi was just the first asset. The first proof. The first thing that earned money without needing your physical presence every second. At 20, you thought success meant owning 1 car. At 21, you thought it meant owning 10. At 23, 20. At 25, you finally understand. The goal was never the cars. The goal was control over your time. The ability to choose. Somewhere right now, a college student is sitting in a parking lot looking at a used vehicle he can't afford. Everyone around him thinks debt is a trap. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's a ladder. The difficult part is figuring out which one you're climbing before you're too high to climb back down.